Welcome to my presentation. We'll be going over 5 defensive operators that need buffs and reworks in Rainbow Six Siege. For the first operator on this list, we have Frost, or how I call her, Mommy Frost. Let's discuss the problem with her ability. So Frost's main problem I see with Frost is that her ability doesn't benefit the team on 90% of the maps. And on the map she could be useful on, she isn't game-breaking or a must-have by any means. For example, if you bring Frost on Presidential Plane, you're playing her just for her gun. You're not only hurting yourself, but your team. I say this because there's 0 windows, there's nothing. There's nowhere where attackers can jump on and get stuck in the map. The first problem with Frost is the players. About 90% of players don't know how to use her mats, or 90% of Frost players don't use her mats to get the max amount of value from them. Let me explain. The explaining. When people use Frost, they automatically think, place it behind a barricade. When I mean barricade, I mean a door that's been barricaded off. That's wrong. Only one exception. The only exception to doing that is if there's no windows or ledges attackers can leap over, or if the team is running shields, then they can't see it. Now, you only want to place Frost mats below windows, where attackers can hop over or rappel through. The reasoning is they can't see it behind a barricade. They can't see it. But they can see it behind a barricade door, and that's the main issue. The rework. As the main problem with Frost is attackers can easily avoid the map. So how do we fix this? You may be asking yourself. We make them invisible. This might sound broken. Just hold on. And your PTSD might have flared up from invisible lesion mines, but in order to make this balance, we'll take away 1 welcome mat from her, making it to 2 instead of 3 welcome mats. And the welcome mats take longer to set up, and we make her 1 speed. Why do I make her 1 speed? It takes her longer to get from one bomb site to other to set up traps and to set up her mats. The second operator is Orax. The problem with Orax is his ability and a little bit of his loadout. First thing I want to change with his loadout is keep the SMG, as it's one of the best SMGs in the game, and switch the shotgun, the SPAs, to the M590A1, aka the best shotgun in the game. For secondary, we give him a SMG-12 and the Super Shorty. I chose those 2 is because if they want to rock the SMG, they can use the Super Shorty for her rotations, and if they want the shotgun, then they can use the SMG for long range. Now for the gadgets. I give him barbed wire and flashes. I chose flashes. It suits his playstyle, 100%. And finally, we make him a 3-speed. Also suits his playstyle. He's a really aggressive operator. Now to his ability. Now for his ability. We remove the mechanic where he takes 10 damage for each dash. But we add it when he dashes an attacker, they take 50 damage. We could tone it down a little, but I think that's fair. This also includes teammates as well, so there is going to be some friendly fire with this. To balance this out a little, instead of 12 seconds, a 12-second cooldown, we increase it by 5, making it 17. Next up is Clash. This might come to a surprise to you, but balancing Clash is stupid hard. 1 mistake, and she's the best operator for that season. Sorry, I misspelled operator. And she can be complete dog shit, which is what she is right now. So how do we fix that? To start out is her loadout. Before we get into the shield, let's change her gadgets. We give her C4 instead of barbed wire, which synergizes with her playstyle of being able to stall pushes and able to deal with other things, and remove impacts for flashes. Now onto the shield. Her shocks do 5 5 damage per tick like they once did. And we increase her speed while holding her shield. For comparison, we make her a 2-speed operator for while she's holding her shield. She's a 3-speed right now, instead of being a 1-speed. I mistyped that. She's not a 3-speed. We make her a 2-speed instead of 1-speed while she's holding her shield, which it is a 1-speed right now. I mistyped. To still keep things balanced, we remove class tricking, which is really OP on that operator. The 4th operator, we have Lord Tachenka. Fun fact, Lord Tachenka lives with and dates Finka. I don't need to explain this operator. He's only used for memes, and he's not good at all. Before we do a heavy rework for his ability, we need to fix his loadout. For his gun, we reduce his magazine size down to 25%, going from 70 bullets to 53, and giving him more recoil. In exchange for that big nerf, we give him an ACOG. Secondary, we give him a super shorty instead of the PMM. We exchange those two to make rotation holes. Finally, for his loadout, we keep the gadgets the same. He already benefits from the gadgets. For the launchers, we're going all out. Starting with some big, major buffs. His fire grenades are exactly the same as Capito's firebolts. Also main Capito. It's a pretty good operator. Here are the stats. 12 damage per tick. Same thing as before, but with 3 ticks per second. So resulting in 36 ticks per damage per second and an AoE radius of 55 times 5 meter radius. And each grenade has a duration of 10 seconds. Now for the nerfs, we go from 20 fire grenades down to 10. So it's gonna be like big nerfs. Increasing the detonation time after impact from 0.75 seconds to a whopping 3 seconds. It's harsh, but it's justified. Finally, it takes 10 seconds to fully reload the launcher instead of the 8. So we're increasing it by 2. And what I mean by 10 is if it's fully empty, it's going to take 10 seconds now. Finally, operator is Maestro. For you new gen out there, this man used to be broken. He used to be the best operator in the game, and after a lot of harsh nerfs, he's one of the worst now. So let's fix that. My opinion, we don't need to change anything about his gun or his loadout in general. He's pretty healthy with his loadout, but I think he would benefit from being a 2-speed instead of a 1-speed operator. Now his ability. For a huge buff, it's going to be big. We give him 4 cameras instead of the 3 he has today. And for the last giant buff, his camera's glass cannot be shattered when punched. Now for the nerfs. The amount of time it takes to overheat is faster, so it's gonna be faster overheat now. And instead of 5 damage per shock, we reduce it to 3. The reason why I chose this is I feel like he should be more of an operator that, for intel, stops gadgets. I think that's perfect for him. And thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe and see you in the next one.